This is Morten from INKISH TV, and it's second session already this Friday morning, and it's a very busy day because everybody seems to want to talk to me on the last potential day of my introduction days for Hunkeler Innovationdays. And right now I have the pleasure of talking to Matthias from Ctrl-S. Good morning and welcome, Matthias.
Good morning, Morten. Many thanks, and lucky me that I have one of the last slots from your time. So,
are you saying lucky you because you had to prepare so much, or was it just to fit it into your schedule?
I think it was a mix. So, my schedule this week was also very tight. So, lucky that we found a slot together, but also lucky me that I have prepared some stuff for today.
Fantastic. Matthias, before we talk about Innovation Days, maybe you can give an introduction to who you are and what Ctrl-S is.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Matthias Heinz. Most of the customers and partners call me Matze. So this is the most common name the people know me. I'm working for Ctrl-S now for over 16 years. I'm the head of the project management. So we, as Ctrl-S, we sell a software solution called Symphony. Symphony is a smart factory framework. And me and my team, we are responsible for helping the customer to set up this framework, because we as Ctrl-S, we don't want to sell only a software package. We want to sell a solution, want to help to make the customer successful. And this is what me and my team is doing.
Fantastic. I would like to know a little bit more what you mean about framework, because I mean, is it for automation or is it for, you said before we turned on the recording, it was also about security. Can you explain a little bit more what it is exactly you do?
Yeah, so what we do, Symphony is a workflow automation or production automation engine. So our main focus is the production automation from job intake till shipping, invoicing. So we don't look just for prepress part or just for printing part. We as Symphony, we see as a layer over all the different production parts that are needed, and we integrate the different softwares that are used for pre-press. We integrate the machines for printing, for post-press, and we integrate all the shipment providers to get a smooth and on-time shipment for the customers.
That's great. So if I understand you correctly, basically the entire workflow process from when you say you get an order to it's being shipped, and that includes, does it include the collaboration or the integration to an MIS system? Does it also integrate into like a file checking system, or is everything integrated into one system, or can you interface with whatever software you want as long as they can interface with you?
Yeah, this is the main challenge, as long as they can interface. But yes, we interface to all that different softwares, because we think there are a lot of softwares that are really good at their niche or at their job, but there's nothing that integrates over the full process. So this is what we do. We see as an integration software for all that different parts. And the reason why we think it's so important is because we think every job in the future will be coming on a digital channel. So if it's an online shop or if it's a direct B2B integration, we have a lot of B2B customers where the jobs are directly integrated in their ERP system, in their SAP system. And for that, it's very important to have that automation.
That is of course one aspect of what you're saying, but I also think that if you look at how print is changing today, I think more and more printers, especially the ones that invest in the technology that you will see at Innovation Days, goes into production of one. So basically, if you don't have, like, you know, in the old times we had an estimator, we had a salesperson selling one job at a time, but in the future you will get multiple jobs from multiple channels and everything more or less automated. So of course so basically you integrate all these different input channels into one workflow that fits into the customer of yours that have a production facility to handle it, right?
Yeah, that's true, and that's also what we see on every range. So it doesn't matter if you look for packaging or web offset or just B2C customers that do mass customization, like this picture behind me.
Oh yeah.
All of them, the amounts are decreasing, and the amount of jobs or the number of jobs is getting bigger and bigger. So you can't check every job one by one.
And that is, I mean, so Symphony basically handle all these kind of things from a. I mean, you said that you had like 16 years of experience already, and I was just thinking that the market and even the computers and the frameworks of programming has changed a lot in 16 years, right?
It changed a lot, and we started with the Symphony project not 16 years ago. We just started 10 years ago.
Okay.
And
but still in 10 years, it has also changed a lot, right?
Yeah. But this is also a huge benefit for us, because we didn't need, or we don't have a architecture in the background that is 30 years based software. Lucky we had all the new technologies, and but still in that 10 years a lot of stuff changed. When we started, there was no cloud, there was no cloud programming, there was not all that stuff with microservices, and now
APIs were just a dream at the time, right?
Yeah, APIs were only SOAP, where the S is for simple. Yeah, sure.
yeah. So when you look at your company and also the customers you serve today, how do you see the change in demands from the customer side?
We see that the customers want to have a low price model where they or a click model where they can scale with their costs, can scale with their needs of production. So,
okay. But as you said, you don't. You're not just a box mover. You also do the consultancy and the installation, and I take that.
Correct.
So basically, does it mean that your model is that you buy the box for a relatively low price, then you buy the integration for whatever level of integration you want, and then basically instead of having let's say service fee, then it's based on volume, or how do you?
Yeah, correct.
Okay,
correct.
So basically, so does that mean that your services are fit for many different sizes of companies, or is it only for a specific market segment you address?
No, that's one of our benefits and one of our challenges that we are facing in the moment. We target from small companies to the biggest companies. So we have, I think, 5 of the top 10 European online printers are our customers. But we also have really small companies that are focused in a specific niche, for example, for B2B, where they have thousands of orders a day and on-demand delivery direct into the supply chains of their customers. And we have from packaging to commercial offset printing to the food industry, we have a huge variety of customers. So that is the benefit, but also the challenge for us to
because it gets that
bring them all together.
Because I was just thinking that I spoke to I don't even think he's a competitor, but to a guy that works in also in the web to print industry, and he basically, what I like about these companies that are also many of the software companies at Innovationdays is basically if you have the domain knowledge of the customers that you work with, you have a better understanding of what needs they have, right? So instead of spreading too much and know nothing about anybody, sometimes it can be better to know your customer needs in details, right?
Yeah, that's true, and that's one of our lucky us, because we have a lot of project managers in my team that worked in the printing industry for a long time. So they worked in big online printers, they worked in big commercial printers, they worked as a printer or as a post-press operator. So they know really also the needs of the operators on the shop floor, because it's very important that the software not only helps to optimize the software need problems, you need to help the people on the shop floor because they are doing the job. Not the people all around, the people that are on the machines, they need to help.
And it's funny because when you mention that, I can't help think about that. If you look at all these technologies like IoT and how we see, how we see the industrial revolution now really stepping into the productions, it's we can talk about sensors on the machines, but we still need the human input to have a relationship between how it's actually operated and how the machine works. So I get that. When people, because when I talk to you right now, I think it's pretty clear that there's a need for Symphony and there's a need for that framework of creating the connections to whatever software you need in order to, and I like the approach that you can pick your preferences for the different parts of the workflow. So that sounds easy peasy for me. Is it as easy peasy to sell?
No. Yeah, as you can imagine, it's not, especially for us to sell, it's not that easy peasy. But it's changing because, as we said, the last 10 years, there was a lot of changes. And when we first introduced to people 10 years ago what is Symphony and what they need Symphony for, nobody understands us. So they didn't realize that they need APIs, and this was just voodoo magic black box. I don't want to know something about this.
It still is, right?
Yeah, but the people understand that they need it.
yeah. I can tell you that when we do films from when we have customers in the workflow space, it's like you don't really want to show a screen and you really don't want to show an API. You want to show the benefits from the customer side, but otherwise it's difficult to explain the value. And the reason I was asking whether it was easy to sell is that, when you talk about this and the advantages, and people in pre-press in particular, they know that they need software for proofing, they need software for imposition, they need the software for the pricing and all these kind of things. So they probably they probably get what you're talking about. But I can imagine that sometimes higher, like in financial, well, why do we need that? We have all that software already. Why do we need more, right? So what is your say to them? Because you need to address the value proposition to the decision makers. So what is the value of investing in Symphony?
Yeah, one of the biggest value I think is that it's for the customers, it's easier to onboard later new people because they have a standardized platform over the different departments, and the people are easier to get into that job. And this is very important in times of now because everybody is searching for employees, and there's nobody wants to be a post-press operator, and they have huge problems finding new people. So they have a lot of change of people, and this is one of the things where we can help those people because it's standardized on the shop floor level. For the guys on the shop floor, it's easy to come into the system. It's not that they need 3 months of training to get started. And this is one of the value propositions that we.
When you say that, I just came to mind here. Maybe it's also, let's say that you have an imposition software, and now you have invested in Symphony, and now you have decided to change into another imposition software. I think that will also make it way easier, right? Because basically your entire workflow remains. It is just the component where it is hopefully giving you advantages that you exchange for something different, right?
Yeah, you just replace one block of that chain, and you don't have to plug in and plug off it at the same time. So you can, for example, product by product, change those software or printing machines. There's a lot of changes. When we think 10 years back, nothing was. It was only HP Indigos everywhere, and now it's Canon, Xerox, Konica, everything, a mix, and you need to integrate those mixes of machines on your shop floor. But your operator, they just want to have one single UI where they can manage all the different devices.
Does that mean that all the communication that you have in Symphony is a bidirectional, so it's both to the machines and from the machines?
Yes. So this is our approach, that we see Symphony as a core into the world of that factory, and everything is connected to Symphony and gets information from Symphony.
Nice.
That's
so. Let's talk about Innovation Days. You have a booth there. So what can people expect from you guys?
People can meet us, get to know us.
That's a good one, right?
That's the first, and I think this is also the main important one for us to be there. But we also have a Symphony with us. Because it's a cloud-based software, it's very easy to take it with us. And we can show the people what is Symphony able to do. We can show some customer use cases, what customer realized with Symphony. Because when we look at all the different installations that we have, it's not that one is like the other. It's not that we showed that Symphony installation that heals the world. So we can show different customer use cases to the people there.
As you said, you're from Germany. Is Symphony available like as a global solution, or is it only for the DACH region? Or
it's available for a global solution, but when we are honest, we are currently just active in the DACH region because we are located in Germany, and we currently don't have an international sales organization around that. So.
But I take that if you look software and you look at today's world, a lot of things can be installed remotely. So in case and serviced remotely. So basically, let's say that I'm from Denmark or from Poland or wherever, I could still become a customer if I see the advantages of Symphony, right?
Yeah, that for sure. We also have we are talking to customers in Sweden, the Nordics, Norway. We were in Poland, so that's for sure not a problem.
Then in that extension, last question here, because I mean you say that you have of course a lot of experience with Symphony, and it seems that a software that is I think that if I were only a layman, I'm a layman in this area, but I would just say I would call it like the black box kind of middleware kind of software, right? Where you have an UI, of course, that you build on top of it, but it seems that a software that is needed in not only the DACH region, I would say that it's something that you probably could extend to more countries. What is it? I mean, of course, you would need, as you say, representations in different countries. But is that like a journey that you're thinking of, or is the German market big enough for you guys right now?
This is the journey that we plan. So currently we are focusing on the DACH region because we are there and we want to be. We are a little bit of perfectionists. We only want to sell perfect solutions. So we are in the moment optimizing the product till the limit in that region, and then the plan is to extend it to the global.
But you have to be perfectionist when you have a name that is called Symphony. I listen to classic music and to operas, and there's the 160 person orchestra and there's the tiny orchestra, and then with the Symphony you need the best, right?
Yeah, correct. That's the best, and that's also why our main interface is called Conductor, because this is to orchestrate the different operators on the shop floor.
So maybe I would say that maybe the next kind of software you should develop should be the first violin, right?
Yeah, maybe this will be the name of the next one.
And now we have this on camera. I will not copyright my idea, so you can use it for free.
Okay. Yeah, that's nice. Thanks.
Matsi, it was great talking to you, and in just a few weeks we will see each other in Lucern. Are you excited to go?
Yeah, I'm really excited because it's the first time that I go to Hunkeler Innovationdays. I was a lot of times on Drupa, so my first Drupa is I think 34 years ago, but I was never on Hunkeler Innovationdays, and I'm really happy to be there and meet all the customers and partners.
It is by far the best show in the world, in my opinion, so I'm sure you will love it.
Okay, perfect.
Good to talk to you, and have a wonderful day, and see you soon.
Thank you, Morten. See you soon in Lucern.